Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Lisa Villegas now. Lisa, I know you're tracking that rainfall. What are the numbers looking like?
Significant. I mean, if you think about it, just in the last 24 hours here, Jamie and Brian, I mean, we've had some high totals. This is not typically what we see. Typically, we see about 1/10 of an inch, maybe 1/4 of an inch. Now we're talking about up to about 2 inches of accumulation. About 1/2 an inch over in Bellingham, about a little over an inch in Bremerton. Now, remember, in the last 36 hours, we've seen some significant accumulation, well over 2.5 inches for most of us. I just have this in the past 24 hours in significant totals, including parts of the Cascades. So right now, satellite and Doppler view still active, but just not quite as widespread. Finally seeing a lot of this widespread heavy rain breaking apart, especially when it comes to the Olympic Peninsula and the South Sound, which is some good news. But up across the Central and North Sound, this is where we still have some heavy downpours, including the North Sound like Everett, over into Monroe, for a lot over into Arlington, getting some of those heavy downpours stretching right along I-5 up towards the north here, finally clearing out a little bit when it comes to the San Juan Islands, but over in Whatcom County and lifting outside of Skagit, still seeing some of those heavy downpours, adding to that accumulation and that flood threat, if you will. Now, speaking of the potential of flooding, we do have that coastal flood advisory now in effect for all of the Sound, from Bellingham down to Olympia. Everything highlighted in green here. This goes into effect for some of us around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and continues until 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow for that high tide. Now, we're expecting more of that minor coastal flooding and watching out for some flooded lots, parks, and roadways once again in the forecast. And unfortunately here, we're also seeing that snow level dropping, which means we're going to get ready for more of that snow accumulating across our passes, which is affecting those conditions as well. Winter weather advisory in effect for the area until 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. I've already seen the conditions through the passes deteriorate quickly. We're talking about this advisory in effect for those above elevations around 2,500 feet, with that accumulation ranging from 8 to 12 inches. So traction tires are advised for those in Stevens Pass, chains required in Snoqualmie Pass, and traction tires required in White Pass right now. So please just use some caution as we fast forward. This is what we can expect by tomorrow morning. Yes, very clear that we are expecting more of that snow to accumulate. Snow level, like I said, will continue to fall eventually by tomorrow morning down around 2,500 feet, which means it's going to get a little cooler out there, including in the lowlands, but strictly just rain throughout the week, by the way. Overnight lows are going to fall in the lower 40s, upper 30s for a lot of us. So a little chilly tomorrow morning as those isolated showers continue, and tomorrow not ruling out some sun breaks for a lot of us, which will be great, and temperatures back to around average, which is 46 degrees this time of year. So upper 40s in Olympia, stretching to Shelton, Bremerton, 45 over in Everett, Seattle, and up through Bellingham. So as we fast forward, later on after midnight, you can continue to see some of those showers, mountain snow up in the Cascades, and then significantly clearing by tomorrow morning. However, that isolated shower is still possible throughout the day tomorrow, but significantly quieter. So as we take a look at the 7-day forecast, giving you some time to absorb this, as we take a look at the overnight lows, they're going to continue in the lower 40s through the rest of the work week here. Scattered showers return with a couple more systems rolling through our area, but they will be quick, not expecting significant rain totals. And it looks like we begin to clear out for the new year. Sunday, 45 degrees, mainly quiet conditions. And that is a look at what we can expect.